Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and the topic here is what to do when your husband insults you. So that's pretty easy, and I'm going to just give that to you right now, and if you want to walk away with that, you can, and that is you ignore it. You don't have to take anything on. You have free will. You don't have to take anything on that you choose not to. And if he wants to behave that way, that's up to him. You don't have to take it personally. You certainly don't want to react to him and be just as bad as his insult, do you? So, but let's talk about this, because if this is happening, it means your marriage isn't functioning the way it's supposed to. What do I mean by that? The way your marriage is supposed to. Have you ever thought about that? How is my marriage supposed to be? Well, let me ask you why you got married. Why did you get married in the first place? And I'm not talking about why did you marry your husband. Obviously, you fell in love. And obviously, you're not experiencing the kind of things you experienced when you first started seeing each other, right? You're not as nice to each other. You don't care for each other. You're not as considerate. You don't speak to each other the way you used to. And I call that over-familiarity. I used to be a divorce mediator over 20 years ago, and trust me, I've seen so many people come into my office and just put each other down, speak to each other the way they wouldn't ever, ever speak to their dog. I mean, it's crazy. What happens is we get used to one another. We completely forget why we married this person. And instead, our marriage, our connection just descends into hell. So, take a look at your marriage as a whole. You got married to be happy. You got married to experience love, joy, right? That's not what's going on now. Now, you're going, how dare he insult me? Well, wait a minute. How dare you criticize him? How dare you? How dare he criticize you? Why aren't you complimenting each other all the time? And the reason is because it's not your fault. No one ever taught you about marriage. No one even taught you about yourself. This is no one's fault. We live in a world that is advancing. It's advancing very rapidly technologically. It is rapidly advancing somewhat socially. We don't go to war at the drop of a hat anymore. It's been a long time since we had a big old war like World War II. Now we could annihilate everybody. So things are advancing, but not on the home front. Not in the arena of who am I? What am I? And we have religions, and I love religions, but they are not teaching us quite enough to really have that what we are intended to have, which is joy and experience ourselves as a soul. I think of religions as, a bus to get to God. And there's a billion different kinds of buses. They're all good. They're all fine. But we don't learn about ourselves. So let me give you an example. If I ask you, do you have a soul? You'll probably say, yeah, I believe I have a soul. Well, why would you have to believe you have a soul? Why couldn't you just take for granted, and this is where we take a leap forward, not that you have a soul, but you are a soul. You are a soul. You're a state of consciousness created in the image of God. We call it the soul. That's what you are. You're the soul. Now the soul here in creation has a body and has a mind, and we utilize those, but not really. They utilize us. We seem to be slaves to our bodies and our minds. And it's not how it's supposed to be. We are the soul. We have a body. We have a mind. And we're supposed to utilize them to experience joy in this creation, to be entertained here. But that's not what happened. So now we go to what is marriage. Marriage, I believe, with all I have and from my experiences, that marriage is a special gift from God. As souls, we're all on a spiritual path. And the culmination of this path is to experience love divine. It's to experience our oneness with God. That's the end game. And we get there individually, but because we're not quite ready for the monastery or for the cave in the mountains or for the cave in the desert, God has given us this holy space of marriage, the sacred space of marriage, in which two of us who are not ready for the individual can be on our spiritual trip together, our individual spiritual trip to find love and joy together and through one another. I mean, if you break it apart, can't really do that in a video, but when you break it down, it's so beautiful. The whole idea of marriage. And where's your marriage at if you're getting freaked out about being insulted, and if he's freaked out enough to insult you? It's not either of your fault. Neither of you are to blame. You don't know. It's like getting into an amazing automobile, and you don't know how to drive it. You don't know what it's meant to do. And at best, you could turn on the radio and sit there going to your favorite tune. I'm not going to sing for you, don't worry. It would ruin your day. So, first step is to learn about marriage. Subscribe to this channel. You're going to learn so much about marriage here. If you need more, if you want more, read the articles. There's lots of videos that we've produced already. If you want, you could get one of my books. If you want to take a course, you can do that. But learn about marriage. Learn about marriage. I'm here. Look, I used to be a divorce mediator. I made lots of money doing that. This is not in the same category. And it's because I realized, wow, this is missing. We don't know. I had to learn it on my own. There was no one to teach me. I had to put all kinds of things together. And now I'm sharing it with you. So learn and apply. Learn and apply. Your marriage is working when you feel love and joy all the time. That's how you know it's working. Isn't that amazing? And I know you're a ways from there, but you can do it. You have free will, you have volition. Now I'll give you the knowledge you need and you can do it. Now, if you've been following me for a while and you want to become a TMF marriage counselor, by all means, come to us, learn how. Putting together a course for that, online course, and we want you. We got to get the word out. It's that simple. Again, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. Thank you for coming by. God bless you. God bless you. I mean that, and take care.